Okay guys, video lesson, shared attributes of quadrilaterals. Quadrilaterals, four-sided shape, closed shape, polygon rules. No curves, closed shape, two-dimensional, four sides, four angles. Okay. The types of quadrilaterals are trapezoid, quadrilateral, parallelogram, which is two sets of parallel sides. Rectangle also has two sets of parallel sides. Square also has two sets of parallel sides, all as does the rhombus. The difference the rhombus has is these four sides are the same length, and the square, the four sides are the same length. So they are same, except for they don't have right angles, whereas the square has right angles. The rectangle is different than these two because all four sides are not the same length, but it has four right angles. So it shares the attributes with the square. So the square and the rhombus share attributes, and the rectangle and square share attributes. Parallelogram has four sides that aren't the same size, but two sets of parallel sides. Trapezoid has one set of parallel lines. Okay, and this is just out the door quadrilateral. So, parallelogram has opposite sides that are the same length, and both sides are parallel. So this is the parallelogram. Same length, both sets of parallel sides. Remember, parallels are lines that go forever and never cross. Okay, guided practice. Name one attribute that a square has that a rhombus doesn't. Let's go back. What's an attribute a square has that a rhombus doesn't? What do you see? Draw an example of a quadrilateral that is not a rhombus. Classify the quadrilateral you drew and explain why it's not a rhombus. Now remember, when you classify a quadrilateral, classify means describing words. These are classifications. Classifications of a square are all of the attributes of parallelograms plus four sides are the same length, four right angles. Rhombus, four sides are the same length but doesn't have four right angles. So those are classifications. Independent, complete the attributes of a rhombus. Opposite sides are what? So these are opposite, these are opposite. How would you describe those? Opposite angles are what? How would you describe those opposite angles? How do they relate to each other? Okay. Name three other quadrilaterals that all have the same attributes of a parallelogram. So what other quadrilaterals have the same attributes of this parallelogram? Looking back at page 859, it shows you these attributes. So try to find out what other quadrilaterals share these attributes. Name another quadrilateral that has all the attributes of a rectangle. Again, attributes, classifications. Parallel sides, one or two sets of parallel sides. Right angles, no angles. All four sides are equal or not equal. Draw an example of a quadrilateral that is neither a square or a rectangle nor a rhombus. And then classify the quadrilateral you drew. Tell me why it is not a square, rectangle, or rhombus. What classifications does it have that makes it not one of those shapes? Okay. So we're going to leave it at this. I'm going to let you guys go ahead and show this to me. You're going to go through your first two centers, and then when you get to me, we are going to look at this real quickly, make sure you understand it, and then we're going to move on to prime factorizations. All right? And what has two arms, two legs, and picks their nose? Fern. See ya.